Wong Fei-hung finally arrives at the factory where the stolen Chinese artifacts are being smuggled out of the country. Determined to stop the operation, he charges into the heart of the facility, knowing that he is heavily outnumbered. The moment he enters, dozens of workers and guards surround him from every direction. Armed with tools, poles, and anything they can find, they attack relentlessly. But despite being outnumbered, Wong uses his legendary drunken boxing techniques to hold them off. His movements are unpredictable, making it difficult for anyone to land a clean hit. For a while, he manages to keep the upper hand, dodging attacks and knocking opponents down one after another. However, the deeper he moves into the factory, the more dangerous the situation becomes. New enemies keep appearing, and the constant fighting begins to take its toll on him. Soon, Wong comes face to face with the factory's most feared fighter, a ruthless and powerful martial artist known for his devastating kicks. Unlike the others, this man isn't intimidated by Wong's skills. He remains calm, focused, and ready for battle. The two warriors clash in an explosive showdown. At first, Wong tries to fight using his usual techniques, but his opponent is incredibly strong. Every kick lands with tremendous force. The powerful fighter repeatedly knocks Wong across the factory floor, smashing him into machinery and steel structures. For the first time in a long while, Wong finds himself completely overwhelmed. The villain's attacks become increasingly brutal. He kicks Wong through obstacles, sends him crashing into equipment, and gives him almost no opportunity to recover. Every time Wong tries to get back on his feet, another devastating strike sends him back down. The factory itself becomes part of the battle. As they fight near blazing furnaces and dangerous machinery, Wong is thrown into extremely hazardous areas. Sparks fly around him. Flames burn nearby. The heat is unbearable. His enemies show no mercy. While some attack him directly, others use the factory environment against him. Wong is battered from all sides, suffering one painful blow after another. His clothes become torn, his body bruised, and his energy rapidly drains away. At this point, it seems like the fight is over. The once unstoppable hero can barely stand. The powerful fighter continues his assault, determined to finish him once and for all. But then something unexpected happens. While struggling through the factory, Wong discovers containers of industrial alcohol. Desperate and running out of options, he begins drinking it. The effect is immediate. The alcohol fuels his drunken boxing style, pushing it to a completely new level. Although the liquid is extremely dangerous, it awakens an even more chaotic and unpredictable fighting state. Suddenly, the exhausted man who could barely stand moments ago begins moving with incredible speed. His body sways wildly. His balance appears impossible. His opponents can no longer predict his next move. The guards who were attacking with confidence suddenly find themselves unable to touch him. Wong slips past punches, ducks under kicks, and counters with explosive strikes that send enemies flying in every direction. The momentum of the battle shifts completely. Now it's the villains who are struggling to keep up. Using the alcohol to his advantage, Wong turns the factory's fire into a weapon. Whenever alcohol comes into contact with open flames, bursts of fire erupt around the battlefield, creating chaos among his enemies. The same men who had been hunting him moments earlier are now retreating in fear. One after another, they fall before his relentless attacks. With renewed strength, Wong clears the path toward his greatest opponent. The final showdown begins. The powerful fighter who had dominated him earlier steps forward once again. This time, however, the situation is different. Wong is no longer fighting defensively. He attacks with unmatched aggression, launching combinations from impossible angles. His drunken boxing reaches its peak as he twists, spins, stumbles, and strikes with incredible precision. The villain fights back fiercely. Powerful kicks and counters continue to shake the factory floor. Neither man is willing to surrender. The battle becomes a test of endurance, skill, and determination. But gradually, Wong begins gaining the advantage. Every attack from his opponent is answered with an even stronger response. Every opening is punished immediately. The once dominant fighter starts losing control of the battle. Finally, after an exhausting exchange of blows, Wong delivers the decisive attacks that bring his opponent down. The feared enforcer who had seemed unbeatable is defeated. The factory falls silent. Wong Fei-hung stands victorious, but the victory comes at a heavy price. His body has endured tremendous punishment, and the dangerous alcohol he consumed has pushed him to his limits. Even though he has stopped the criminals and won the battle, It is clear that this was one of the toughest fights of his entire life. The legendary master has survived, proving once again why he is one of the greatest martial artists anyone has ever faced.